I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, founder of Investing for Independence, Basics of Investing in the Stock Market program. The program was designed and developed to really break down the stock market in an easily digestible format so that we remove the fear of this mammoth thing that has been kind of kept from us for years to come. We implement what is called the woke strategy, which simply means we're staying woke, and we understand that wealth is obtained through knowledge and education. And then after you get the knowledge and the education, you execute. So, with that being said, welcome to our channel, well, my channel, Black Culture Talks, where we do a deep dive and give tips and gems on how to know better and then do better in the areas of wellness, finance, travel, and finance. So, wellness, travel, and finance. I like to call it WTF. But when we know better, we do better. And so on this channel, you're going to find information as it relates to, um, the best ways to travel. What are countries like for Black women? What are countries like for Black men? What does freedom look like when we travel? What type of, when it comes to wellness, what type of misinformation is out there as it relates to our health and wellness? And so please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps push this information out to others who may be interested in it. Like the video. I always say, like the video if you find something useful. And share your comments if there's something that you want me to add later, if there's something that you felt really touched you and hit a nerve. Go ahead and put the comments in the comment section. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to just pull up the questions and go through them one by one. And for those of you who haven't checked out Basics of Investing Part 1, 2, and 3, it's on the channel. It really goes into everything from what is a stock to how to research a stock to how much money you could have made in the stock market as a long-term investor to, all different types of tools and resources that you can use to start investing. Start now. Don't wait. It's not worth it's not worth waiting. It's not. You are literally losing money by waiting. Okay, everyone, welcome to Black Culture Talks presents Basics of Investing in the Stock Market 101. Today we're going to go over frequently asked questions. I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. If you haven't been part of the community up to this date, please take a minute to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. On this channel, we cover everything from wellness, travel, and finance in order to move the culture forward. When you know better, you do better. And on this channel, we're going to drop so many gems in those areas so that we can start doing better as a community. We're going to take the fear out of investing. We're going to take the fear out of traveling, even if it means traveling solo. And we are going to live healthier lifestyles. So please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, go ahead, hit the thumbs up, and feel free to comment below. And I always say sharing is caring. So if this information can help someone else, go ahead and share it with them. So today we're going to cover the frequently asked questions that I have received since launching Basics of Investing in the Stock Market 101 almost 2 years ago. January will make 2 years since the official launch. And so let's go ahead and get into the questions and hopefully address some of your concerns or pieces of the pie that were missing from the class. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say class, go to the channel. There's Basics of Investing Part 1, 2, and 3. And there we break down everything about investing in the stock market in a very easily digestible format, like basic. What is a stock? How do you research good companies? How do you open a brokerage account? What are the best in class brokerage accounts? How do you know if a company is a best in class company to invest in? And so much more. So go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and go through these questions. Yes. Okay. So let's start with question number one, and it's the one that I get most often. And for some reason, I'm laughing because, before I became an investor many years ago, over 20 years ago, um, shoot, almost 30 maybe now. This was, something that was a big concern of mine as well. So, question number one is, how much money do I need to start investing? Um, $5, $10, $20. Investing, you do not need to have a lot of money to start buying stocks and taking advantage of the stock market and the compound interest and the rate of returns that the stock market can offer you on a long-term basis. So I say um, the best thing to do is go ahead and open that brokerage account. If all you can put in is $5 a week, start with that until you can grow to more. So that's number one. You do not need to be rich to invest in the stock market. The goal is to increase your level of investments when you can. So, another question that I get frequently is, okay, you talk about these brokerage accounts having all of these abilities, like banks. We can write checks, we can get a debit card, all this other stuff. So, should I transfer all of my money out of a bank, out of my savings account and checking account into a brokerage account? And the answer to that question is, what you need to do is really understand your needs and your goals and your objectives. I still have a bank account. It's an online bank account. I keep very little money in that account, but that serves its purpose to pay certain bills. I do not want my brokerage accounts. I do not want my bills paid out of my brokerage accounts. So I have a checking account specifically for bill paying. Now, you can choose to keep your emergency, because you do need emergency cash, right? Emergency funds. It's always important. I don't say 12 months of emergency funds, but whatever your emergency fund threshold is, you can choose to have that in a standard savings account. But I would look for a high yield savings account. So do an analysis and evaluation of your current bank. See if there's other banks that can pay more in interest without fees, without charging you more in fees, and look to maybe transfer your money there. So, should you transfer all your money? That is up to you. You do not have to. Like I said, I keep a standard checking account simply to pay bills, but do not keep all. I do not keep all of my money in a standard savings and or checking account. The next common question that I get is, how long should I invest? Like, you say long term, but let's just say I, don't want, or I'm nervous about investing for 20 years or whatever. The goal is long term. And for the purpose of basics of investing in the stock market, no less than 5 years, recommend 10. So if you're looking to only invest for 2, 3, 4 years, that is not the message that we share. Basics of investing in the stock market: 5 years minimum, 10 years is the threshold that I would be comfortable saying long term, but as long as possible. So the longer, the better. Retirement, if your retirement isn't for 30 years, then we're looking at 30 years. Or If you want to retire early, but you want money for your later life, then that's the time frame we're looking for. Now, if you only have 5 or 10 years before retirement, then that's a different story. But if you have the time for long term, then we're looking 10, 20 years minimum, even longer. Where do I find great businesses to invest in? What should I look for? What should you look at when attempting to determine a company's health? We went over that in part 3. I will include that link for basics of investing in part 3 on how to evaluate the basics of evaluating a company or ETF. We also went over exchange traded funds, which is a hodgepodge of companies all rolled into one. So check that video out. But the beginner's toolkit we talked about. So we want to do our research. We want to make sure that we are looking at companies that have or that have their valuations are strong, and we can do that by using the beginner's toolkit, which includes using things like CNBC, Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, Investopedia, the company's website, and more. So take a look at the videos to find that information. But there are easy ways to find out if the company is healthy or not. The first step is it a company that you feel confident in? Is it a company that you notice that you spend a lot of money, and have over the years, right? So for over the years, you are a huge fan of Dove products, Dove hair care, Dove soap, Dove skincare, then look up who owns Dove. And if you feel that they'll be around, that company, after doing your research, will be around for the long term, then that is where you want to start. For me, it's the products that I use. So everything from, you know, and I went over these, like Amazon is still a key company for me because I utilize it. I spend a lot of money there. I I definitely give them enough money through Prime and through ordering products and things like that. So, and looking at the world around me, it's a behemoth of a company. Now, that's not to say it's guaranteed, right, to pay huge returns, but it's a company that I believe will be around for a long time. So that's what you should do. First, start with companies that you believe in, then do the research using the basics of investing toolkit, which you can find in part 2 and 3 of the program, the presentation. Also, how do I open a brokerage account? And how do I open a brokerage account for a minor? I will say that these are questions that I get a lot of, I get a lot of questions about opening brokerage accounts. We went over the best in class accounts and our best in class brokers, and I'll quickly run through them. Hopefully, my mind won't fail me. Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Merrill Edge, Charles Schwab, and there's one that I'm missing. Interactive Brokers. So start researching those companies. And if you have a hard time, you can always, the reason why they're best in class is because they have customer service. So you can always go to customer service and request help in opening an account, and they will be more than happy to help. And you can also see what their minimum investments are. A lot of them have no minimum investments to open. Now, they will close out your account if you don't fund it in a certain amount of time with anything, but you can go ahead and execute and start and open that account at some of those brokers without having any money or large sums of money to invest at this time. Another good question that I get a lot is about taxes. And the question is, do I have to pay taxes on these investments, the long-term investments? The answer is simple. Nope. Not until you sell them. So as long as you buy and hold and do not sell or gift to anyone, then you don't have, well, and the gifting is tricky too. So, but as long as you don't sell and realize a profit or a loss, meaning once you sell a stock, you're either going to make money or you're going to lose money on it. Both of those situations have tax implications. Um, I will have a tax specialist at the top of the year to go deeper into that. So be on the lookout for that information. And what happens if I need my money? That's another thing that keeps us out of the market. We're scared. Oh my gosh, if I need my money, I can't get my money. The company owns my money, and that's not the case. You can sell your stock. You can take your money out of your brokerage account once you sell and realize your profit or your loss, but you can sell and then take your money as if it was a standard bank account. So you're not obligated to buying and holding for the 5 years, the 10 years, the 20 years. If you need access to your money for emergency situations or whatever, things happen, you can sell your stock and have access to your money. Another great question that I get, I heard that you can lose all your money if in the stock market. And is that true? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially if you do not do your research and understand the type, like if you just go based off of what somebody else said. So we heard about this whole crypto debacle that happened over the last week with FTX. If someone told you, oh, you saw a celebrity say, oh, just buy this, and you just went and bought that and did not do research, then yeah, the risk is higher that you can lose, if not all of your money, a lot of your money. So we understand, we use the woke strategy. We know that wealth is obtained through knowledge and education and then execution. So we're drilling down on these companies from a basic level to make sure, one, they're less risky. So we're not investing in brand new ideas right now. We are investing in tried and true companies that we know are going to be around. Like, we know food we're going to eat, right? We know we need computers to communicate. We know we need semiconductor chips in the computers to make the communication happen. So we're going to look at companies that are solid, that if these type of industries go away, then the whole the whole world is at risk, right? So can you lose money? And I say this, I am not a financial advisor. I put that disclaimer in everything. Everything I share is for educational purposes only. It's based on my experience, observations, not recommendations. But just like if you buy a house, can you lose all your value in your house? Absolutely. Hurricanes, we see that with hurricanes and tornadoes, and if you don't have insurance and things like that. So yeah, so there are risks, absolutely. The great thing is we mitigate those risks by doing our homework and our research. I can't afford to invest. I have no money is another statement and question that we see a lot in our community. And the sad thing is, it's really, you can't afford not to invest. We went over the statistics on Black wealth in this country and the trajectory that we're headed in, and really talking about being at zero by 2053 as a whole community. The Black wealth is projected to be at zero. But collectively we can pivot and change that if we make smarter decisions and stop over consuming and start doing more investing. And the great thing is, you can even do things like investment clubs. You don't have to do your research on them. And I may even do a separate live or post about investment clubs, but it's a great way to grow your wealth as well with a group of people versus on your own. So you have no money. We, in our community, we talk about ways to find money. Do you know there's so much money out in these streets that we either forgot about or we just don't know how to get to? And the one example I'm going to give, like today is a purge day for me. I am purging, for the new year. So getting rid of the old to make room for the new. Every time this year, I find money. I find money in the stuff that I bought 2 years ago that still have tags on it 3 years ago. I give it like 2 years before I even think about, getting rid of it. But this year I will be selling things on eBay. I will be selling things on Macari. I will be selling things on Poshmark. I always find at least $1,000 worth of items that I will sell at least. And that depends upon how much I'm willing to purge. We have things that are just sitting around collecting dust. And like they say, one person's trash is another person's treasure. And you will be astounded on how much you can make just by purging and getting rid of stuff. Also, check sites like for your state. What is it called? And we go over this in our community as well. Lost money, lost funds. A lot of times you have money sitting from old bank accounts or checks that you've never cashed from either the government or an old job, and they're just sitting there. And what I do and what I have done with the people who take my coaching call, we go through the database and see if there's money out there. And sometimes you have relatives, a parent, a loved one that has money just sitting out there, um, unclaimed, that could be yours, and you can use that for investment purposes. So if you schedule a coaching call with me, or clarity call, we go through that, and I have been very successful in helping people find money. And I'm not talking millions of dollars, but every dollar counts. And so that leads me to, what is the basics of investing in the stock market woke community? And how can I join the basics of investing in the stock market woke community? How much is it? I really am so proud of our community, the community that we built. We have two levels of community. We have the general community where we post information, newsworthy information about what's going on in the stock market. People cheer each other on if they purchase the stock for the first time, or if they add it to their portfolio. We ask questions in that community. Hey, have you ever heard about this stock? I'm interested in that. And so it's a community of like-minded beginner investors. Um, and I should say beginner investors with the goal that they want to know better. And then once they learn, they want to do better. So that could be investing for their children, investing for themselves, investing for family members, or just talking about investing to people who need to hear about it. Um, and so in the standard Facebook, we have, like I said, two levels. We have the standard, and then we have the society. So in the standard woke community, we share relevant news and updates about investing and best in class companies to invest in. Example, yesterday's highlight was regarding free money for investors. And if you're listening to this point, listen, these brokerage houses give out free money just for opening an account. And if you schedule a one-on-one call with me, we'll go through what the current, and December is a great month to open. They want to get their clients, they want to take that. It's a competition. It's like banks. They want you to bring your money from one broker to another. So some of these bonuses are really, really, really competitive. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, go ahead and schedule a clarity call with me for 45 minutes. I mentioned this in the other courses. The links will be in the description below. But for the next month and a half, so through January, the rate will only be $79 for the clarity call, which also gets you into the Facebook community, the standard Facebook community, where you'll have access to, you know, people who, like I said, are like-minded and want the best for each other. Now, if you need more help than that, if you need more accountability, let's go ahead and join the society. And what is included in the society? Well, everything that I just went through. So you get access to the standard Facebook community, you get access to one coaching call with me, And I call it clarity call because it may just be simply like, I'm so new, I'm so green. This is what I need more beginner hand holding. So it could be as simple as that, or it can be, help me walk through this company. I'm thinking about investing in this company, but I'm stuck. I can't really tell if it's a best in class company, or I need help with this, opening this brokerage account or whatever. So you get that clarity call and you get access to the standard Facebook community, but you also get live bi-weekly general Q&A to review basics of investing in the stock market. So that will be housed here on in a private community on YouTube, and you will get the information up to 3 days before. I ask that you don't share the links, but it is what it is. We do that bi-weekly. We take off for the major holidays, so we won't be back until the week of the 14th, January 14th, so the second week in January. And we only do it one time a month in August and September, because what I found out was people are out and about in August and September. And the past 2 years have taught me that I schedule and then no one shows up. So, or it'd be me and one other person. So we'll just do one time a month in August and September. You also have access to the vault. So all of the classes that have happened through 2021 and 22, through 21, 22, and moving forward, you will have access to that. The guest speaker series, as well as both live and pre-recorded, whatever is coming up. So we're going to have a tax specialist, like I said, in January. You will have access to that. It will be private community, but you will have access to that. We'll talk about crypto NFTs, but again, that is not our strategy, but just for a learning analogy to stocks, we'll have more guest speakers about that. Again, the private Facebook accountability community, which is separate from the general community, it's completely separate. It's smaller, it's more intimate. Right now it's probably like under 20 of us, but in the general community it's more people. The accountability community, we hold each other accountable. We go through a 7-day plan, then produce accountability challenge. You will also get the plan, then produce journal to make sure within those 7 days, whatever goal that you have is achieved. So we are looking at 5 live calls during that week where we push each other to take action on whatever that goal is, whatever that financial goal is. You'll get a fair market value stock calculator, which is how you can tell right now, is this stock overpriced or underpriced? Is it on sale, or is it, or am I getting got, if I pay this amount? You'll get a detailed written review of these 3 companies based on my assessment. It's Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon. You'll get a 15-minute consultation with a tax professional. So if you have questions about taxes, and it could be, again, it could be specific to, even if you're not an investor, you'll have a 15-minute consultation for general questions about taxes. And it does not have to necessarily be related to stocks or investments. But if they are specific to stocks and investment, that's fine too. And you get 2 accountabilities called with me that you can use within a 12-month period. You can use them the first 2 weeks after you sign up, or you can use them, throughout the year when necessary. So you have 12 months to use those 2 calls. And so if you add everything up that I am providing as part of the society community, the total is $497 through January 31st is what you'll pay, but the value is over $4,900. And you could go through this video again and see the breakdown, but you are getting 12 full months of accountability access. Now you stay in the accountability group for as long as you want. But as far as the first 12 months, the goal is to get you from point A to point Z in your goals within those 12 months. And we create new goals every, how often we need to, but at minimum monthly. So if you have 12 goals you want to get throughout the year, let's get through them. And again, it's $497, one-time only payment. The link will be in the description, and we start up again the middle of January. The price will go up February 1st, so get in while you can. Like I said, please do me a favor, like this video. We're going to go through some of the things that our members are currently saying, and this is straight, and I have so many testimonials that I can share, but we're going to keep this under an hour, and we're just going to get through the first few. So what are our members saying? This is from Teresa. Good morning, Kim. Thank you so much for educating us and getting me so hyped that I couldn't go to sleep until 3 a.m. after last class. I've decided to go with TD Ameritrade with an individual account. So this was someone who had a goal of starting their brokerage account. We went through the different brokerage accounts, and based on her needs plus what TD Ameritrade was offering, she decided to go with TD Ameritrade. Gwenny says, hey, Kim, this came right on time because I was sharing with my mom. I didn't want to do a 529 plan because what if she didn't want to go to college? She's talking about her daughter. Thank you so much. And so we talked about the different custodial accounts, the different education accounts, the different accounts that you can set up for a minor. And Gwenny was able to open a UTMA or UGMA account. I can't remember offhand, but she didn't go with the 529. She went with a different one. And she also went with TD Ameritrade, which came out in another call. Tony says, hi, I'm enjoying your class. I did not realize that I was supposed to turn in my homework. I made index cards to quiz myself. I don't want you to think that I'm not taking this seriously. 1,000 apologies. I also made my hubby make a set. I even made cards for the words I didn't understand while reading to come up with definitions. And so again, we get homework in our society class. So in the more advanced class, you're going to have assignments. I sometimes put them in the general class as well, but that it's at your discretion if you do them. In the society class, we are holding you accountable to making sure those assignments are done. And then Betty says, Kim, first, I want to thank you for sharing your knowledge and information. It's making such a difference. Over the past few weeks, I've taken the time to better understand my current investments. I'm ready to make a decision about next steps and would appreciate your insights. If you're available, I'd like to have a call and share more. So Betty ended up scheduling a call with me, and we went through, she's a current investor, but didn't understand what she was doing. She just knew she had money coming out her check, but had no idea what was happening after it left her check. Didn't know how to read a statement or anything like that. So we walked through that. And so, yeah, really make use of your accountability, your clarity calls with me once you schedule them. And then Ava, who is also part of our society, was a winner of a stock. So periodically, quarterly, we'll have contests where, based on whatever the assignment is, we'll have multiple winners who will win a stock, and they'll let me know what the stock is. They purchase the stock. They send me the receipt of the purchase, and I will send them via either CashApp, Zelle, or whatever, the payment for that stock. So Ava says, this is great stuff you're doing. Can't thank you enough. Here's a pic of my homework. My stock pick is BNGO. We'll send a screenshot of share purchase by end of day Thursday. And so, yeah, these are the type of things that we're doing in the basics of investing community, our woke community. We're out here literally. Now, everyone, this may not be for everyone. I will say that you have to be committed to wanting to grow your money, to have your money work for you. You have to be committed to either making your child's life better or your life better, and stop losing money by not investing money. And so with that being said, like all of the links are in the description box below. Feel free to have, if you have any questions, put it in the comments section and I will respond as soon as possible. And subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Please, each one teach one. Let's do better. Let's do better. And just a reminder that the society membership is $497 through January 1st. The link is in the description box. After January 1st, the price will go up. And then if you want the accountability call, just the accountability call that will get you into the general Facebook, the standard Facebook community, then that price is $79 through January, at which time, February 1st, it will go up. So feel free to holler at me either way. Let me see if there's any questions or any information that's necessary, or any information I need to answer. It doesn't look like it. So I just want to say once again, thank you for your time. I will come back this week with some more examples on what you could have made if you would have invested, or what you could have made. And we'll also, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing a deep dive on researching companies. I want everyone to start off 2023 with a whole different mindset. I get really passionate about this. There was no excuse, if you weren't an investor in 2022, for you not to be an investor in 2023. And I say it again, things are on sale. People are talking about the market is going down. We're in a recession. Recessions are where most millionaires are created, because they know now is the time to buy and invest in solid companies, because 10, 20, 30 years from now, those solid companies will be out of here. The prices will be out of here. So again, thank you for your time. Have a great weekend. I will be back tomorrow with how to find discounted airfares. That's a game changer too. We don't need to be paying, overpriced fares, and there's some gems and some hacks that you can do in order to find those fares. And then I will also post when I'm coming back with more portfolio assessments and analyzation. So anyway, thank you guys for your time. I will see you on the next video. Have a great weekend. I am Kim with the Gems. Take care. Bye.